Blessings, love, peace in what we are doing is very important for us to be at peace in anything that we are doing. We can sometimes take it as a peaceful challenge, to challenge ourselves to be at peace in any circumstance or situation that is around us or we get ourselves into. So today, the challenge is a peaceful challenge to be at peace with this next offering. And this next offering is a love letter that was created by love to share and to bring about a new way of thinking in this world. So thank you for tuning in today. And then this love letter is called Compassionate Listening. I will take a picture of it and post it in this video. And I will read to you what is it that was typed and written here. There's no step too small to become a compassionate listener. That means that there's no step too small to become free of worry, fears. It only takes to take a small step at a time. Step 1. There's 5 steps that I chose to put in this letter. So the first step is listen to someone for more than a minute straight without interrupting or creating a feeling of being desperate to reply. Relax and be kind by holding space. That is, when you are listening to someone, sometimes the only requirement is just to stay in your heart and create a peaceful challenge to you to say, I'm going to be at peace with what this brother or sister is sharing to me so that I can completely understand. That is the first one. The second, truly listen without making assumptions. Listen with patience, no judgment, and no personal feelings involved. What does this mean? Truly listen without making assumptions. That's very important. Sometimes we forget to listen to what is being shared, and the only thing that we do is listen to what we want to listen, and then all of a sudden we start making assumptions of what is being shared, and then we lose the present moment. A compassionate listener just listens and puts his or her feelings aside to hold space for the person that in that moment is sharing suffering, is sharing something that is within them, so then that sharing can become an understanding for them, and also an opportunity for you or for me or for anyone that has or is practicing compassionate listening to hold space. And remember, by us becoming a compassionate listener, then we awaken a compassionate speaker. Third step, meditate on ways that we can become a more compassionate listener. Meditate is a beautiful thing. There's stages of meditation in my personal experience, and all those stages are amazing and sacred. There are stages in meditation where you simply lose time. Personal experiences, in my experience, it can go to 7 hours and it only feels like 10 minutes. So meditate. It also has another stage of closing your eyes and sitting down and bringing that awareness into our heart and say, how can I be a more compassionate listener when someone is being expressing their emotions or feelings or their ideas? And all of a sudden, by you concentration in your meditation, then a contemplation arises of how you can become a more compassionate listener. And this can be applied in many other things through meditation. Fourth step, try your best to be present with the conversation. Try to fully listen without replying in your mind. Always remember that you can ask whenever you are unsure of what you are listening to. So the first step is this: try your best to be present. Sometimes people are speaking and then we're like thinking something else. We are not completely there because maybe we gotta go here, we gotta go there. So it's important to be present with anyone. That way our mind and us flipping over is not all over the place. And if we practice to be present, that's going to be an amazing engagement for both parties, for the speaker and the listener. Try to fully listen without replying in your mind. So if someone is saying black, then you can think, oh, black is over there, and then black can be this, black can be that. A compassionate listener hears things as they are without replying and fully understanding, without replying in their mind and saying maybe something, asking maybe, why is this person saying this? Maybe I can bring this moment and tell them this, or think about this while they're speaking, and that's replying in their mind. A compassionate listener just listens with an open heart, open mind, and can really, truly, truly pay attention. Always remember that you can ask whenever you are unsure. Always remember when there is a moment when the compassionate listener is not completely aligned or aware, or probably is taking that compassionate listening or whatever that person is expressing and it's not completely clear. You can have a brief moment to take a breath and ask if you can ask a question of what is being expressed. And that comes back to being present. And you can ask compassionately. And you can ask like this: excuse me, I would love to interrupt you at this time, but I am not able to understand fully what you're trying to express. May you try again so I can completely understand you. That is the fourth step. So the fifth step is the last one. Let's not take the speaker. So remember, the speaker is whoever is sharing to the compassionate listener. Let's not take the speaker's feelings personally. Compassion means accepting people's feelings for what they are. Don't get defensive or feel attacked when the speaker is expressing feelings concerning you. All right, I'm going to explain this briefly. Let's not take the speaker's feelings personally. So say this compassionate listener is listening to a friend, to the wife, to a child, to a mother, to a father, to someone close to you, and even someone not close to you. And then they start speaking about you, and you're this and you're that. That is when the true magic of a compassionate listener comes forth. When it doesn't take all that personal, but it's also compassionate enough to listen to what is being offered to you in that moment, whether it's true, whether it's not true. stay present and listen with compassion, so then you can have the capacity when that speaker has finished sharing, you have the capacity to let them know that you did not meant that what they're saying about you, or that you were trying to say something else, that maybe they were not practicing compassionate listening, and that's why they maybe created assumptions over you, or probably be ready to receive if you were in a blank spot in the past, and you know that you have to ask for forgiveness for being not a compassionate speaker in the past, or even a compassionate listener. Compassion means accepting people's feelings for what they are. So we must, in that moment in our life, be aware of who are those people in that moment that they're living, and not judge them. So just be aware and love them as they are right now in that moment. And if you notice anything in themselves that is not being compassionate to themselves or to others, then by being a compassionate listener, the compassionate speaker will come forward naturally. Don't get defensive or feel attacked when the speaker expresses feelings concerning you. Remember, if the speaker is sharing things about you, and this goes to the first step of this beginning of this letter, not taking things personal. Again, I repeat, if someone is expressing feelings that you this, you that, activate your compassionate speaker and listener in that time, and then challenge yourself to be at peace. Give yourself a peaceful challenge. Not one of those challenges that you have to overcome, overwhelm, or be better than someone. Let's get a compassionate challenge and say, at this moment, I am going to listen with a compassionate ear. I'm going to be present. And I'm going to allow myself to listen to the sister, to this brother, to the husband, to the girlfriend, to the son, to the friend. Because sometimes people come to us as teachers, especially the ones that are awakening in us feelings of anger, sadness. Those are the most amazing teachers that we can have in this world. So remember, we are here without no doubt, helping each other to go back home. And home is peacefulness. Home is compassion. Home is love in this earth now. And if there is ever another home much more amazing than this one, then easily we will reach that home by being at home now. Easily we will all reach that home by being at home now. So have a blissful day, a compassionate listening and a compassionate speaking, so then we can all walk home together in this world. Blessings and love.